I was interested in writing stories about very different kinds of people who all had love and loss affect their lives. And so it's mostly based in South Asia. About half the stories are based in Bangladesh and a few in India. And there's these repeating themes through, and so there's 12 stories. They're all linked. There's about 9 characters that come in and out at different stages of their lives. There's a maid in Bangladesh. There's a socialite. There's a little boy in the village, and there's a filmmaker in India. There's a NGO worker, and so these different characters from different classes and different ages kind of clash with each other in their lives, and that's what it's about.
And how did you come up with the idea of mixing your photography, your poetry, and then writing in prose? Where did that idea come from?
I had my original idea for this book was something a lot wilder, where there would be a lot more photography, a lot more poetry, and it wouldn't be as narrative as it ended up being. It was a little too crazy for what I ended up doing. It ended up being a kind of more straight shot narrative book, but I still wanted to have the photographs in there, even though it's hard to find a publisher who will put all of that together and lay it out and print it for you. But I luckily found somebody who was happy to do that, but I did have to scale down some of those layout and printing challenges.
And when you're working with different characters, do you have timelines? Because this book goes from different generations, different years. Do you have timelines going for them, like where they're starting from, where they eventually end up, or is it something that kind of works its way out along the way?
Yeah, I definitely did not think about it while I was writing the stories. That would have probably helped, because at the end I had sort of all these stories and I had to figure out how they would all fit together, and then I had to kind of like rewrite some of the stories to make the timelines make sense, so that they would all be in kind of the same contemporary space and then also have their pasts match up. So that was definitely a big challenge at the end, and also how to order it, because I wanted it to be one story in a way, but they are all disparate stories. So I had to figure out a way that you would get a sense of continuation and the themes like moving through all these different stories. Probably the most important thing I should do is just making the time for it, which I like to like just get out of the house and go to the library and like work there from 10 to 6. That would be my ideal day. And of those 8 hours, I'd probably only write 4 or 5 hours, but then do other things in between. But that would be my ideal schedule. Whether I actually have hewn to that rigorously is another question, but that's the goal.